Do you know what just struck me right now? It's the weirdest feeling. Black people are real people, right? And I say that because I'm about to upload another video. It was another sort of second response to unattainable black beauty. This one having more to do with my parents. And I went through a couple of other videos. I just saw people expressing who they were and their journeys through blackness and their journeys through humanity, ultimately, and their understanding of who they were and the world in which we live, and our history, black history, African history, and what that means and choices and so on. And hearing the voices and the opinions. There's this one, I don't know the fellow's name, but really well spoken, and his ideas played to a T. A lot of the transitions and journeys and realizations that I went through, and I really felt like that's me. Like I'm not alone. And it's funny, like I'm saying all this, but the first time I had that realization that I'm not alone as an intelligent black person, right, was back in high school sometime, like second or third year. I went to this private school where this English teacher, liked me to a certain degree, or enough to show me James Baldwin. And I read Go Tell on the Mountain. It's the first, in school you read a lot of books, obviously, and novels. And I was probably in grade 12 at that point. And obviously I'd read a lot of novels, a lot of books, but all of it very academic and sort of dry. I remember this being one of the first novels that really captivated me, that really pulled me in. Not just because it was about a black experience, but because it was me. Right? Go Tell on the Mountain is an excellent book, and it very closely reflected a lot of the it closely parallels my story. It's an incredible book. I won't get into that, but it's the effect that had on me, that realization, like, oh my God, that's me, right? I'm not alone. And the fact that it's an incredible book, right? That combination absolutely blew my mind. It was like the first time I heard, the Nas album, and I was like, oh my God, that's genius, right? That realization where you see brilliance for the first time, you're like, that's me. That's how I feel. That's how I perceive. That's how I express. That's how I connect ideas and communicate them. And it was just such a strong affinity that I had with, at that time, the author James Baldwin and his work, and to myself. Right? It was a very proud sort of feeling, and I had that sort of same feeling going through some of these other videos. It's very, very interesting. Because, like I said earlier, there's a sort of light that goes off when you see your own face reflected back at you, because a lot of the videos like Unattainable Black Beauty that are going up discussing black politics, history, society, and so on, really, at the end of the day, reflects us, or it's yourself talking back at you. And a lot of the viewpoints, a lot of the journeys that people have and are taking, I have a very strong affinity for, and I really want to see everybody succeed in whatever they're reaching for. And it's sort of a funny feeling to look finally, or very rarely, at a computer screen in this case, to watch any kind of work, to read a book or to watch, not TV in this case, but YouTube, and to see yourself reflected back at you. And it just strikes me how little that happens in mainstream media, if you will. Even blackface that you're going to see on any cable network is going to be a characterization, a sort of Sambo-ization of what black people look. Actually, I saw a movie, and in the previews there's this new thing, Tropical Thunder or whatever, with I forget what the actors are, Ben Stiller, I think, or no, I forget who. A couple of big name, sort of comedic actors, and one of the guys is he plays blackface. I could not believe it. The last blackface movie that came out was the one about Daniel Pearl and Brad Pitt's wife. Angelina Jolie plays in it, but Daniel Pearl's wife is half black, half white, but looks black, right? In the movie, they didn't get a black actress to play. They got Angelina Jolie, and they darkened her skin. And I was just floored that people in Hollywood still don't get how incredibly offensive that is, right? That was, I forget the name of that movie. But it's happening again, right? And who's playing the blackface character? I was completely floored, and it's thrown up as a very slapstick comedy, but in my mind it is incredibly offensive because I just don't understand the history, obviously, of it. And it's obviously not something I'm gonna ever go see. I think it's called Tropical Thunder. It's got, I think, Ben Stiller and a couple other names I can't remember in it. But anyways, this is the culture, this is the state of corporate media, TV, movies, and so on. That is reflecting back on us, showing back on us. And it's certainly not me, right? So when I see these videos up on YouTube discussing black politics and African history and society, it makes me feel very, very good. It makes me feel like a whole person, like a real person. It also adds a bit of depth and dynamism to my own reality and my own everyday surroundings, because now suddenly I have other people who are like me, who are going after the same things that I'm going after. So it's a good thing. Keep it up.